Hello guys, how is everyone doing? Today I want to do another top list video for you guys. This was a viewer requested video. I remember I had a few people ask me to do a top 5 video on worst missions of randoms. I thought of 7 missions. Now what is a random? A random is someone you don't know that joins your lobby. They are other players which you have no relationship to. They aren't friends or family. To be fair, we are all randoms to other people, and I'm not saying all randoms are terrible players either. Some of my best friends were randoms. That's how we met. However, though, people always say in the GTA community that randoms don't know what they're doing. There's a reason people started saying that, because there have been so many incidents of randoms. Over the years, I have played with so many randoms, and I have seen the worst fails. You ask yourself sometimes, what are these people doing? What are they thinking? Sometimes they fail the simplest of objectives. These missions are the missions you want to avoid doing with randoms. If these guys aren't going to listen to you or join your party, avoid playing with them. If you don't have friends online, I don't recommend playing these missions until your friends come on. I would rather wait a day for my friend to get on than have to fail a bunch of times trying to rush it with people I don't know. Now to measure these missions, the scale I will be using is this: how hard the mission is, how many fails I have witnessed in the mission, and how unforgiving the mission is. By unforgiving, I mean if you fail, how hard it is to start all over again. So if you fail the mission, how unforgiving is it? Do you start all the way at the beginning, or is there a checkpoint? Now, let's get started. Starting off at number 7, we have Ramped Up. This is a CEO work that requires the CEO owning a ramp buggy. It is actually a pretty profitable mission, paying $40,000 most times. You need 2 people to start the mission. This mission requires 1 player to drive the ramp buggy and use it as a ramp jump for another player on a motorcycle. The player that's on the motorcycle is required to jump to rooftops and other surfaces to collect packages. Today, 1 player can use an Oppressor Mark II, and they don't need to use the ramp. The problem is that 1 player still needs to be in the ramp buggy for the packages to spawn, otherwise they won't. I've played with randoms that didn't know what they were doing on this mission. I have seen people take the ramp buggies and drive to the objectives. They drive around the rooftops, not sure of what to do, or they won't hold the ramp buggy still for the person on a motorcycle. I have also seen people not use the motorcycles, and instead they climb up on the rooftops trying to pick the packages up. You need to pick the packages up with the motorcycle. You can't climb up on the rooftop and pick them up. They don't understand why you can't pick them up. In this clip, you can see me and my friend doing it the most effective way today. I'm just sitting in the ramp buggy while he's collecting the packages. I'm driving over to the closest location, showing him which package is the best one. Today, it's much easier. However, if you have somebody who doesn't listen to you and they won't get in the ramp buggy or pick the checkpoints up, this mission becomes impossible to pass. Next at number 6, we have large crate sales, and here you can see me making a crate sale from years ago with my friends. Out of all the businesses you can sell, this is the riskiest to sell for randoms. MC businesses and bunkers, they aren't as risky because if someone makes a mistake and loses part of the shipment, you can keep going and you get a bonus back depending on how many players are in that lobby. You can also close your application as long as everything doesn't get destroyed at once. CEO crates, however, they're the most stressful business and the most time consuming. You are investing thousands of dollars in these crates and spending hours collecting them. Do you really want to risk selling it with someone you don't know? CEO crates can be very unforgiving. Even if you are selling 3 trucks and a random accidentally destroys one or does it on purpose, it will automatically fail. You will lose 1/3 of the product and the rest will be returned to the warehouse with little time to close your application to save it. The most riskiest is during Titan sales. Buzzards can spawn, which will catch up to the Titan easily and can shoot it down. Do you expect someone to protect you to the best of their ability when they only get $10,000 for helping? Many randoms won't put in the effort to protect it. You don't want them flying the Titan as well with 111 crates. I will tell you guys a very embarrassing story. When Finance and Felony first came out over 2.5 years ago, I filled up a warehouse to 111 crates. I asked a random to help me sell. He was covering my Titan with a laser jet. When the hostile NPC buzzards spawned, he sprayed his explosive cannon at them, and he hit my Titan, causing me to crash into a hill. I lost all 111 crates. He didn't do it on purpose, as he apologized afterwards, but he was so reckless. He was flying way too close to me and just spraying the cannon, not checking if it could hit me. It was my fault for asking a random for help. I should have waited for my friends. Another story I have is when bikers first came out. I needed to sell my Coke business, which was full. I had 1 friend with me, but I needed 1 more. I asked this random, hey, can you help me sell? The guy said, sure, but can you help me sell first? I said, no problem. I helped him sell 2 of his businesses. I then asked him, can you help me? And he said, sure, invite me. We got the Dodo sell mission for the MC, and he dived the plane into the ground, on purpose destroying 1/3 of my product. It was intentional. I asked him, why did you do that? I helped you sell your stuff. Why would you do that to me? He just messaged me, LOL, and left the lobby. I didn't know you could close your application on those sales back then, and I sold my Coke losing 1/3 of it. I lost 1/3 of the product. The lesson here is to always get your friends when you sell. MCs are less risky than crates to sell, but you never know if you could run into someone who is going to troll you or be reckless during sales. I know some people are going to say, but I have no friends to help. Wait until a friend is on. I would rather wait a week to sell a 111 crate warehouse and it be a smooth sale than sell it with someone I don't know. At number 5, we have the trash truck mission for the Series A heist. This mission you can see me doing perfectly with my friends here when we did the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. However, this mission is notorious for people failing it with randoms. I've seen so many fails in this mission where randoms either don't know where to park the garbage truck, or they rush for the bag at the wrong time, or they're too slow for the bag and they get gunned down. The driver on this mission should always back the truck into the alley to make it easier to pick up the bags. The ground team should pick up the bags the first 3 drops really fast and get back on. If you're really fast, you can avoid the enemies at the first 3 drops just by rushing the bags. The problem is that many times, randoms on this mission, they don't have snacks or even armor. When they try to hang on to the back of the garbage truck, they get shot off so easily. If anyone dies during this mission, it starts all the way again at the first drop, making this mission a giant pain. I once had a random driving the truck. He drove it down the hill to the warehouse at the end after we finished all the drops. He was rushing with the garbage truck, driving recklessly. He drove over a pipe. It got stuck, it wouldn't move. He tried to back it up, the truck exploded. And we failed. We had to start all the way at the beginning too. Don't do this mission with people who aren't communicating. Next at number 4, we have the Act 3 finale for the Doomsday Heist. This is a challenging mission, but it can be done with friends easily if you communicate. The reason this mission isn't higher on this list is because you only need one more person to do this mission. You need 2 people. You don't need to worry about 3 other people dying. Here, you can see me and my friend doing the 2-player Criminal Mastermind perfectly, and on free aim. The 2 biggest mistakes I've seen randoms make on this mission is rushing up and getting killed and not having snacks and armors ready. If you go into the Act 3 finale with no snacks or armors, you're basically asking to fail. This mission needs snacks and armors because you get shot a lot. The enemies have really good aim and really good cover. I once had a guy constantly die over and over, and it was just in the beginning. I asked him, "Do you not have snacks and armors?" He said, "I don't." I said, "Why not?" He's like, "I didn't feel like driving to the store and getting them. I didn't think I would need them." And I'm like, "You're doing the Act 3 finale, and you don't think you need snacks and armors? What?" And I didn't even mention how long this mission is either. It's almost always going to take you 20 minutes to do. You have to fight your way to the server room. If you die before that, you spawn at the start of the tunnel. If you die in the server room, you start in the server room with all the enemies in there. And the worst is if someone leaves halfway through the mission, as the whole thing will then fail. At number 3, we have the Prison Break finale. Where do I start with this? This finale isn't bad if everyone on your team knows what they are doing. If you have one person that doesn't know what they're doing, this mission will be a nightmare. Everyone is required to play a critical role. You have the prison officer and the prisoner, and then you have the pilot and demolitions. I have seen so many randoms fail in this mission, and the majority of the time, it's that one guy you're waiting for to join. I have seen the prisoner rush up and die, even though they are supposed to stay back and let the officer clean up the bulk of the SWAT, because the officer has better weapons. I have seen randoms also not bring snacks or armors on this mission. The demolitions, it seems like a simple job, but I have seen them fly directly over the prison and get blown up, even though the game clearly tells you not to fly over the prison. What are they doing? They also shoot down the jets when the pilots fly behind them, spawning more jets. The best thing the pilot can do is get behind the jet and follow it. The reason is because then the jet can't shoot them down. If someone shoots a jet down, they spawn another one, endangering the pilot. One time the demolitions even flew into the electrical tower, right after picking us up at the end of the heist. The pilot, even though you think it's just a simple role, I have seen people mess up horribly. I did this heist a few days ago with 2 friends and 1 random to test if anything would go wrong. It did. This guy crashed the plane even before we got into the prison. I was wondering, what was he doing? Then he died when we already fought halfway through the prison. I did not want to show his name because I didn't want to embarrass him, but this is the mistakes people make. They mess up such simple tasks. I've seen the pilot land in so many stupid locations, ranging from the highway all the way to the middle of Sandy Shores. The best places to land are the fields or the airstrip. Why are they thinking the highway would be a good place to land after you get rushed by so many cops? One time years ago, I had a low level join my heist. He was around level 50. I gave him the pilot role, thinking that was the easiest one. I was thinking there was no way he could mess this up. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, when we were doing the heist, we fought our way through the prison. Everything was going good. The pilot landed at the airstrip and we got away. We lost the cops and he was flying too low. He couldn't figure out he had to fly higher up to the yellow circle in the sky. For some reason, I don't know why, he thought he had to go even lower. You see where this is going now. He thought the plane was amphibious, that it could land in the water. Well, he landed the plane in the water, right where the yellow circle was high above. We failed the heist and had to restart from the beginning of the prison. I got so annoyed, but I even saw a worse fail once. This guy failed at parachuting and died on the beach, which I don't even know how you can possibly fail. That's so easy. It's parachuting. Don't do the prison break heist with people who aren't communicating with you. It will be a giant disaster. Number 2 is the Pacific Standard finale. You can see me doing it perfectly with my friends when we did Criminal Mastermind here. If you have done this heist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This heist is a nightmare of randoms. Do not put them as demolitions or hacker. The reason you don't want them to do those roles is because randoms like to bag the money in one table and leave. And that's really bad because it's much better for one person to carry all the money. When one person carries all the money, they're one target. There's less targets to shoot, you drop less money. When the police shoot the bad guy, they drop money each time. Even if you put the randoms as crowd control, I've still seen people mess that up. They either kill the hostages or don't know how to scare them enough, and then the alarm goes off. Once the alarm goes off, the mission becomes much harder with new SWAT spawning. People die so much fighting their way to the bikes, and I don't understand why. It's not that hard to fight your way through the cops. Don't rush and use cover, and it's fine. But I've seen so many randoms die here, and the bag gets shut up so much, losing thousands of dollars. It gets even worse. Once we get to the bikes, I've seen so many people crash and die. It's not that hard to ride the bikes to the drop-off. Why do so many people crash and die here? I can understand dying once or twice. Nobody is perfect. But if you're going to die over and over and over again, you begin to ask yourself, what on earth are they doing? I have started driving people in a 4-door car because someone almost always dies in the bikes. People also rush straight to the dinghy boat and not take the long way around. The reason it's better to take the long way is because you lose the cops once you get out of the tunnel, and then you can get to the boat safely. If you rush to the dinghy, chances are your team isn't there yet and the cops will still follow you. That person gets overrun and dies. I've seen that happen a few times. I remember one time I had the worst heist experience, and I'll never forget it. This was years ago, where my friend was hosting the heist, and we were waiting for one more person to join. The random we did the setups with, he was good, but for some reason he wouldn't join the finale, so we needed a new person. We waited around 20 minutes, and a random joined. My friend gave him 15% because he said he didn't help with the other setups, and he was right. 15% was still good, but this guy demanded more. He demanded not 20% the fairest cut, he demanded 25%. We started arguing with the guy, and it got to the point where I didn't feel like waiting anymore. I told my friend, you know what, just take it out of my cut and give it to him. My friend said, no, don't do that, but I said, just give it to him. I don't feel like waiting anymore. I want to start this thing. I got a 15% cut, and he got 25%, even though I was there from the start. The guy claimed he was good and knew how to do the heist perfectly, but guess what? He had no idea what he was doing. He got a bigger cut than most people get, and he died so much getting to the bikes. He was just rushing and constantly dying. I was the one carrying the money, but we lost a lot because I got shot every time we had to restart from the beginning of the shootout. Then when we get to the bikes, it was the worst part. He kept crashing and dying. He probably died over 10 times in the bikes. At the end, we finally got to the boats, and the random took control. He rushed with the boats, he drove it recklessly, he beached the boat, and it failed. He couldn't even drive a boat for a quarter of a mile without crashing it. I got so annoyed after that, and I told the random, you kept failing. You were demanding 25% on this heist, and you did nothing but fail. You're not even worth 5%. I just left at that point, not feeling like doing it again. This guy came in here rude and arrogant, demanding 25%, more than most people get in heists. The fairest cut is 40% for the host, because they have to pay for the heist, and they don't get paid for setups. Then 20% for everyone else. That's the fairest cut. Except he felt he was entitled to 25%. If you're going to demand 25%, I expect you will complete the heist perfectly, with no mistakes. But this guy didn't just make mistakes. He failed the heist numerous times, because he didn't know what he was doing. Before I unveil the number 1 worst mission to do with randoms, I wanted to make a few special mentions here, as there's so many bad missions to do with randoms.
Fruit phone, or done in front of a panoramic TV. Everything, it's all there. Laid bare on glass substrates. Bringing up the schematics for the hangar. Find a way for them to get that power back up.
You got him? Looking good. I'll ditch the truck, you hold on to those.
And at number 1, the worst mission to do with randoms is deliver EMP. You knew this one was coming. This is a setup mission for the Humane Labs raid, and here you can see me doing it perfectly with my friends when we did the Criminal Mastermind challenge, no problem. Why is this mission the absolute worst to do with randoms? It's simple. People don't cooperate and know what they are doing. Ironically, this mission has you fighting no enemies. You just have to stealth kill them. The reason the mission is so bad is because the AI in this mission are so reactive. If they even see you for a second, you fail the mission. The AI are so crazy in this mission that sometimes they will see you kill an enemy even from a very far distance. You get spotted and it's instant fail and you have to infiltrate the humane labs again. This mission is not bad if you have a team that knows what they are doing. Unfortunately, whenever you're doing this mission, you almost always have that one guy who isn't cooperating. The reason this mission takes the #1 spot is because this mission I have seen the most fails for. No other mission I have seen come close to the amount of fails I've seen in this mission. Whenever I have a random, I tell them to just stay back for 2 minutes, and me and my friend will clear it out. I have a good pattern. I like to kill the enemies in sync. First the gate guy, and then the parking lot guy. Then the guy go for the guy in the back, and the 2 scientists in the alley. Then me and my friend run around to the front and take out all the targets together. And also the guy in the catwalk. However, even though I warned them, they insist on rushing in and killing them. And they kill the wrong guy at the wrong moment. This mission requires coordination and teamwork. If someone is not willing to work together, they have no business joining this mission, or even heists. I don't understand why it's so hard for some people to work together. And the worst part about this mission isn't all the fails, but the fact that after a number of their own fails, many randoms will leave the heist, which is the worst, because then you get put into free mode, you have to go and start the heist again, drive all the way to the Insurgent, get back over there, and try again with another player. For some reason, many people don't like stealth. They just like rushing in and aren't used to this gameplay, and they don't understand why they keep failing. I once had this random fail so many times on this because he kept rushing in. I messaged him several times, stop, and join the party so he can listen to us. He refused to listen to my messages or join the party despite the numerous messages I sent. He just kept rushing in, trying to kill the enemies, and he kept failing. I got so annoyed, I sent a different message. I said, join the party right now or I'm kicking you from the heist and not inviting you to the finale. The guy joined the party instantly, and I told him, one more fail and I'm not inviting you to the finale. After that, he was on his best behavior. He cooperated, and we completed it on the first attempt. I showed him which guys to kill first. I told the guy, you see how simple that was? You could have listened to us, and he said sorry. At least he apologized. He joined because he didn't want to be left out of the finale, and that finally got him to listen. It sounded harsh, but when someone is not cooperating and holding up the team for that long, that's how I will react. I just don't understand why it's so hard for some people to play as a team. Heists are a team effort, and that's my list, guys. I didn't include missions that you could do solo, because those missions you can do by yourself. I made missions that require another teammate or heavily encourage it. I beg you guys, don't do these missions of randoms. Don't do it with people you don't know. If you have a random that won't join your party, it's already a red flag that they won't listen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a very requested one. If you guys have any other list videos you want me to do, let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.